and illegal, or should be. Okay, here. Let's look at this real quick. So Eve Barlow wrote an op-ed, I guess, on Tablet. The social media pogrom.
I love you all so much. Thank you for a great year. Hassle.
Yeah, roasts are problematic and promote bully culture or whatever. The Scottish free parking lady wrote this fucking article, and apparently this is how it starts. I don't know who crafted the first tweet. That simply said, Eve Fartlow, whoever it was, bot or human, started a fire. Over the past 2 weeks, Twitter has been littered with the words Eve Fartlow. Every time I tweet, his title is the response I attract, and it is pelted at me, irrespective of what I write. So that's, what a fucking solid way to open, dude.
Eve Fartlow.
Wait, what is this? Look, here's a nice thing. Try and hate this. I got into an Uber on Hollywood Boulevard tonight as a group of cars waved Palestinian flags, honking and protesting. My Uber driver asked if I was okay, and I told him I had had a bit of chronic day. I explained how much of the toll... Wait, Eve Fartlow... I'm already calling her Fartlow. Eve Fartlow lives in Hollywood. I thought she was still all the way out in Scotland. She says she had a bit of a chronic day. I explained how much of a toll the past 2 weeks has taken because of the war in the Middle East. He says, oh, I understand. I'm Armenian, and we had a terrible conflict a few months ago, and nobody understands it because it's complicated. Least of all, Kim Kardashian. 2 of his relatives are still in hospital, and he's unsure they'll make it. He asked me my position.
1 year of brain
I told him
hassle.
I want peace in the region, and that I'm a Jew who advocates for the existence of Israel, but that I also want the Palestinians to have a safe place to live and be governed democratically. He started talking about how he thinks social media is the worst thing that happened. Everyone thinks they're an activist now, and nobody knows what the word means. I said I agreed. He asked me who had been talking about this. I said Bella Hadid. He laughed. He said that the media doesn't tell the truth anymore, and that all he wants are facts. I don't have to agree with you on everything, but let's all look at facts, discuss them, and learn from each other. I haven't agreed more with anyone in weeks. Bro, let me just say something. Why is this like, why? How is this person a writer, dude? It's crazy. Like, the level of creativity on this fake story that did not happen is so low. All right, Barry Weiss says, I have heard from half a dozen stories like this in the past week. Friends, hairdressers, trainers, editors saying they can no longer do business with them because they're Zionists. Fucking doubt it. Miskiff's disappearing hairline represents in real time the land being stolen from Palestine. Jesus Christ. Why are you reading it, though? Proves the person was good. I urge everyone to read all the responses to this tweet about people being denied services because they're Jewish. Now, imagine if these things were being said about any other minority group. Okay, I'm not gonna use that one in the fucking roast, dude. Are you crazy? Dude, what is, like, okay, first of all, I fucking doubt that this is real. But if it were real, there is a significant difference between people being like, oh, well, your uncritical and unconditional support for a violent ethno-state project that happens to occupy land where Palestinians used to live is really fucked up, is not the same as like they're just saying no to working with Jews. Okay, like that's insane. That's insanity. And also, this is like such a preposterous fucking sentiment, because it's like, now imagine if they were saying that about any other minority group. Like, I don't know. I mean, the Trump administration literally had a Muslim ban, so what the fuck are you talking about? And I find this really funny because, like, is she saying that so what is she saying? Is she saying that like white evangelical Christians? Is she saying that like white evangelical Christians are being stopped from frequenting businesses? Is that what she's saying? The largest group of Zionists in America?
5 months hassle.
And if it is Zionist, like, why is she talking about how why does she flip it to all Jews? Because they're Jewish. I already read the first paragraph of this article. It's really bad. Eve Fartlow. Tensions in the Middle East are up to this past month, so you have to be thinking, why is this dumb Zionist liar playing the victim? She should cope. Still not sure what this means. She's complaining to me from her Los Angeles apartment about people spelling her name in a dumb way online. She's not wading through the rubble. She's not running from rocket fire. She's not surrounded by senseless violence.
7.
Let's ratio her. You're right. I have not been living in a bomb shelter. I have not had my house cave in. So, I have asked myself the same thing, because neither have all the people or bots tweeting my name incorrectly, doing everything they can to discredit the messaging I'm trying to relay to my followers, I challenge the way this conflict has been narrated by mainstream media and social media influencers. I can't stop doing this. Fucking fartlo. Dude, I think that there is no better representation. Like, there is no better representation that, like, this conflict and its harm to you personally is just a mere inconvenience than writing an entire article in the aftermath of all of this shit happening about yourself and how your feelings are hurt because people are calling you Eve Fartlow. Their intention is to undermine how I challenge the man. I can't do the accent anymore. Their intention is to undermine how I challenge the manner in which this conflict has been narrated by mainstream media and social media influencers. I challenge it because the truth matters. The truth protects lives. Due to the juvenile nature of this Eve Fartlow attack, which sounds like it was invented by 3-year-old hype on Pop-Tarts, I wonder if the bombardment of Eve Fartlow tweets was engineered to drive me insane. Dude, this is so funny. Why? Yeah, dude. There is a bot network that is trying to personally drive you insane. Why would you write this thinking that makes you look good? To people like this, I really do gotta say, like, just fucking step outside, dude. For real. For a little bit, you know? Like, cyberbullying is a legitimate problem, okay? But, like, step outside for a second before you just cool off before you write this. Perhaps it was a form of digital waterboarding? Oh my God, never mind. Please never step outside. This is a person that was like, I'm gonna fucking self-own and I'm gonna do it in the most public way possible. Bro, she said it was digital waterboarding to fucking that people are calling her Eve Fartlow. Why did she write this article? Does she not realize that, like, people are literally going to call her Eve Fartlow even harder now? Like, why would you mainstream your ownage in this way?
She cannot be a real comrade.
Anyway, didn't know who Eve Fartlow was to this day. She called it a digital lynching. Delete all my accounts, log out all my devices, and commit digital suicide. Eve Fartlow is not my name, regardless of how many thousands of times it's echoed back at me by trolls online. But unfortunately for the troll army, Eve Barlow isn't really my name either. Barlow has been my family's name for 3 generations, but before that, our name was Barelovich. We changed it when my family fled Tsarist Russia during the Eastern European pogroms in the late 19th century. And before Barlow was Berelich, it was Dov Bear. That name is my connection to the Levant. That name is my indigenous link to Israel. You want to talk about ethnic cleansing? Ask your Jewish friends for the stories of their surnames. I'm sorry. You can't talk about fucking pogroms immediately after saying, unironically, in the same breath, that, like, you got a digital lynching, or sorry, a digital waterboarding because people call you Eve Fartlow on your Twitter replies. Okay, that is, like, that's crazy to me. Oh God, Eve Fartlow, bitch. Okay, stop. Yeah, she's saying, many people are making fun of my last name, but here's a way that you can make it more fun for you. Oh, that's great, dude. They have a point about the names. My mom's maiden name is Grunt until they changed the Grant when she was a kid. No, I know. My last name is different, too. You think Piquet is a Turkish last name? Like, no. My grandfather chose it. It used to be, I mean, it wasn't a consequence of oppression, though. But our original, like, family surname is Bekiroğlu. Anyway, or İbni Bekir, I guess. Is that how you would say it? Like, son of Bekir. That's what Bekiroğlu means. Eve Fartlow was an intimidation tactic. A playground jibe meant to drown out my voice online. My words must be silenced as quickly as possible by the hammer and sickle emoji comrades who love humanity so much they want anyone who threatens their concept of utopia to kill themselves. It's all peace, love, and openness until someone wants to have a conversation. This person literally got mad when Refinery 29 did coverage of the Palestinian plight a couple of years back and said, thank you to everyone who shared the Palestinian coverage on Refinery 29. You yourself have committed she literally was like, you guys are doing genocide to Israelis and Jews all around the world. Like, she really has made herself quite the low-hanging fart, hasn't she? Yeah. Eve Fartlow is the person who, by the way, I did not know who this person was. Did not know at all. I did not know anything about this person until recently when she, like, started blasting out some of the most, like, weird shit I've ever seen on the internet, including one of my Jewish friends saw free parking and thought the sign said free Palestine. The Jews are tired right now. And it was like, it was such a fucking dumb take. Like, it was such a self-report ultimately on so many different ways that, like, I would have never known about this person. And even as someone who knew about this person, okay, I didn't know that people were calling her Eve Fartlow until she wrote this article. And now that she said, calling me Eve Fartlow is basically like a digital waterboarding, or it's basically like a digital lynching. Like, am I not gonna fucking reference her as Eve Fartlow going forward? Like, of course I am. That's crazy to me. There is no fucking way. Like, this person probably gets off on this shit, right? There's no shot. I just, like, I don't understand. I don't understand how she did not recognize that, like, this would backfire. There's no way, right? I think maybe because it'll backfire, she will then turn around and be like, see, they're doing it even more now. Is that what it is? I'm just gonna, it gets her attention and she's a writer, so it's kind of working out well for her, I guess. But it's like such a clown ass way to get recognition. Like, it's a Boo Boo Bennett move, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a cell phone. It's like a fucking Caitlyn Bennett cell phone. She mentioned the Jewish background of her name change, so maybe she'll say they are anti-Semitic now. I mean, that's such a stretch, but I'm pretty sure that Eve Fartlow hasn't stopped Eve Fartlow from like calling shit anti-Semitic in the past. You know what I mean? I have a feeling that, you know, she's already doing that, so it doesn't matter if like she will use this. Okay, the activity that Jews, Zionist Jews in particular, experienced all over the web was bizarre at best and invalidating, abusive, dehumanizing at worst. Zionist Jews weren't just being unfollowed for advocating for themselves and their brothers and sisters in Israel and Palestine. Dude, I'm sorry, dude, but like, this is so shameful. Like, you should be embarrassed to write this. I mean, thank you for writing it because it's pretty funny, okay? But like, talking about how people unfollowed you because you were like, actually, Sweaty, you're being anti-Semitic for saying Israel is doing an apartheid on Palestinians. Like, that's the worst thing that ever happened to me. Like, how are you so delusional? How are you so fucking delusional? Like, how is this an article that you had the decency to write? Like, it's just wild to me. Like, I get fucking, I don't know, man. I get fucking death threats like nonstop. I find it so strange. Like, I rarely ever fucking talk about it, or rarely ever like victimize myself in this regard for saying that, like, you know, or even more than that, which I'm not going to get into, but like, it's wild. Like, it shouldn't happen. It comes with the territory, but like, yeah, people call me fucking names all the time. I would never even think about that. It's literally the type of shit that would make me not hire a person. You really think that you deserve social media recognition because of how you were born? Wait, what do you mean? It's like insane. I mean, it really shows you're following Eve Barlow's lead and changing my handle for the day. The family's surname before they had to change it was Jews following Spain and Portugal expulsions. Encourage everyone to do the same and tell their story. Yo, we should ask that guy where they went. We should ask what Eve has to say about the Ottoman Empire. Watch me waterboard you, poo-poo piker. You should write an op-ed about being bullied online by being called poo-poo piker. He means that her using her Jewish heritage is an upside to her, I guess. I don't know. What? Stop this, please. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to make fun of her, so I'm not going to stop it. Many people are calling me Eve Fartlow on the internet, and this is the worst thing that has ever happened.
14 months poggies.
Similar to the pogroms is just so insane. Like, not similar to the pogroms, but like, just like bringing that up on purpose to be like any iteration, any mention of my last name, any bastardization of my last name is inherently an anti-Semitic act. Like, I'm trying to make sense into her through her senseless and psychotic drivel, and it's still hard. Is it slow mode because of the average intelligence of everyone of us in here, including HasanAbi? Hell yeah, brother. You fucking got us all, including yourself, I guess. I come home from a long day of writing at my WeWork office. I step into my 4,000 square feet apartment in Hollywood and pour myself a glass of wine without turning the lights on. Check Twitter. Eve Fartlow. A single tear streams down my cheek. This must be how Anne Frank felt. Jesus Christ, dude. Holy shit.
Leave Eve alone. Sometimes we fart high. Sometimes we fart low.
I can't believe people were unfollowing Zionist Jews on social media. This is the most devastating. we must continue mowing the grass, i.e. the bombing campaign on innocent Palestinians living in the world's largest open-air prison because people are unfollowing me. Okay. We were also losing access to direct message and comment abilities, having posts removed for violating community guidelines, while blatant anti-Semitism online almost never receives the same treatment. Yeah. Well, actually, there is some truth to that. Like, white supremacist and white nationalist rhetoric oftentimes is rooted within deep and horrible anti-Semitism. Rarely gets the same treatment that like leftist messages get. But you know, with respect to that, we are on the same page. Here's something that never gets any treatment whatsoever and is not only normalized but also fucking encouraged: Islamophobia. But whatever. I'm not doing whataboutism, okay? Like, if your anger revolves around people downplaying anti-Semitism, as working off what this chatter said, if your anger revolves around people downplaying anti-Semitism, why are you doing it yourself? Because like, this is literally making a mockery of anti-Semitism. which is a very serious thing. Okay? Like, anti-Semitism is a very serious issue. Okay? People fucking died. Like, 13 Jews died at the synagogue in Pittsburgh a couple years ago. It was one of the worst anti-Semitic attacks ever committed on U.S. soil. Okay? Like, that's what happens because of anti-Semitism. That's what happens because of white supremacist points of view. So if you're gonna fucking turn around and be like, people are calling me Eve Fartlow, and you know, people are unfollowing like Zionist Jews on social media, this is the worst thing that ever happened. Literally, as like the fucking bodies have barely cooled off. The bodies of dead Palestinian children barely fucking cooled off, and half of Gaza is reduced to rubble. Like, you're a piece of shit. And quite frankly, I don't think you give a fuck about anti-Semitism. Straight up. Anyway, I don't know when we're going in, so I don't know when it's happening. Like, or should I go in now?
HasanAbi, the things going on in the Western world about the Palestinian struggle. Where the hell are the Arab countries? Are their societies in turmoil? And what do they think about all of this? Are they even taking action to help the Palestinians at all?
The reality is, like, Arab nations and the people within Arab nations, is this your roast on me? Yes, Miskiff, I'm roasting you right now, motherfucker. Is this, the people of Arab nations have, or feel a particular type of way about Palestinians, and they of course, always demonstrate solidarity with the Palestinians, but the Arab countries, or rather the governance of Arab nations, the governments of Arab nations, or Gulf leaders specifically, do not give a single fuck. They're horrible, and they always have been horrible, and they will continue to be fucking horrible. Let's be real. Palestinians have very little allies within the regional, within other regional leaders. And the hilarity here is that Western nations will use that, or at least like America and defenders of Zionism will use that as an example, because they literally approach this issue from a monolithic point of view, whether it's all Jews are in support of Israel and Israel is all Jews, or all Arabs are fucking unison and a collective together, and they'll turn around and they'll be like, look, the Mohammed bin Zayed or Mohammed bin Salman, the leader of, or the fucking king of Saudi Arabia, or the prince, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, or the leaders of UAE, they're on board with Israel. They are saying, they're saying that the Palestinian liberation is bullshit. Like, it doesn't mean anything, dude. They're fucking monarchs, dog. Like, how the fuck are you unironically sitting around and acting like a country that is horrifically backwards with respect to like human rights and its mistreatment of its citizens, and further mistreatment and enslavement of immigrant labor, for example, whether we're talking about the UAE or Saudi Arabia? How the fuck is that a good representation of like, well, see, other Arabs aren't even on board with this. Arab states don't want to alienate the U.S. West because of sanctions. Other states keep their head low because their existence is dependent on U.S. aid, cause problems of the U.S. created. Yeah, 100%, but still.
My ADHD and
but like,
damage
Saudi Arabia and Israel are fucking regional allies, dude, and they have been. And they will continue to be regional allies because they have a common enemy, Iran. So it's wild whenever people bring up fucking, when the fuck did MBS or Mohammed bin Zayed say any of that? It's not that. It's them turning a blind eye to this shit. Like, not actually bringing up any sort of condemnation. And it's the Western leaders using their normalization with Israel as a way to further justify Israel's actions on Palestinians all the time. Their condemnation is fucking whatever anyway, but it's the least you could goddamn do. The article was deleted? What, really? Dog shit. You don't even need to cancel this person. It's just like, dude, when the fuck do we, if you're faking a tweet, use F12 on Chrome, shaking my head. Yeah, can't you just like HTML that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, or I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's fart libel. Who is Eve Barlow and why does she fart low? Yeah, inspect element. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Hacker man showing off his skills over here. I have a tweet of you being racist. Okay. Good. I think he means my tweet where I just literally just tweeted Eve Fartlow. That's all I tweeted. Have you prepared funny jokes? I think so. I don't know. I'm legitimately fucking scared, dude. Actually fucking worried right now.
Love you, Hasan. You make the world just a bit brighter, Hassel.
I'm going to be streaming the roast here, but you can go watch it on the Austin Show channel as well.
Eve Fartlow.
Correction, the Tablet Mag website is down or it won't load or something. It's because fucking there's a lot of people in here and they're all probably trying to click on and find the fucking article to read it. on their own. Dude, of course this was going to be bad. I am extremely reliant on my chat to make jokes for me. Why in the fuck would I ever be able to be funny on my own? Okay, I prepared, but I just like don't know if it's gonna be funny or not.